Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a brand new IELTS listening practice test. In today's video, you'll practice section 2 just like the real exam. Make sure you have a pen and paper ready to write your answers. We'll begin now with section 2. You will hear a guide giving a short talk before a tour of Greenfield Heritage Park. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 20. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 20.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Greenfield Heritage Park. I'm Laura, your guide for today. I'll begin with a short introduction to the park and what to expect on our walking tour. First, a little about the park's history. Greenfield was originally a private estate owned by the Weston family. The estate was established in 1886, and for many years it served as their summer retreat. In 1931, the family generously donated the land to the city, and since then it's been a public park cherished by locals and visitors alike. Over the years, restoration projects have helped preserve several key structures within the grounds. One of the highlights of the park is the collection of restored historical buildings. These include the old mill house, which dates back to 1812 and still contains its original milling equipment. You'll also find a traditional blacksmith's forge. While it's not active today, demonstrations are held every weekend by a local craftsman who shows how tools were made in the 19th century. Nearby, there's a stone cottage that used to serve as the estate gardener's residence. Inside, you'll see furniture and kitchenware from the early 1900s. Now, about facilities. Just past the main gate on your right, you'll see the visitor center. That's where you can pick up detailed maps, buy guidebooks, and even find interactive exhibits explaining the park's wildlife and history. Across from it is a small cafe that offers sandwiches, pastries, and both hot and cold drinks. It's a cozy place, especially on cooler days like today. If you walk a little further, past the rose garden, which is currently in bloom, you'll reach the picnic area. This is one of the most scenic spots in the park, overlooking the lake. A quick note about the lake: although it might be tempting, feeding the ducks is no longer permitted. It may seem harmless, but bread and other human food can be harmful to their digestive systems. We do have signs posted, but please help us protect the wildlife by observing this rule. As for the layout of the park, most of the paths are gravel and easy to walk on, but please do stick to marked trails. Some areas, especially around the stream and near the forested sections, can become muddy and slippery, even more so after rain. It's also essential that children are supervised at all times. We want everyone to enjoy the park safely. Speaking of the wooded areas, these are some of the quietest parts of the park. They're home to birds, rabbits, and even foxes. If we're lucky, we might spot a deer. These areas are best explored in silence to avoid disturbing the animals. Now, let's talk about events. Greenfield Park is not just a historical site, it's a hub for community activities. In spring, we have the Flower and Garden Fair. In the summer, there are open-air concerts. And coming up next month is our biggest event of the year, the Autumn Heritage Festival. This festival includes traditional music, local food stalls, craft-making workshops, and guided heritage walks. Tickets for the festival can be purchased online or at the entrance booth. We recommend booking early, as the event tends to sell out quickly. Throughout the tour, I'll point out some interesting features and give you time to take photos. We'll be walking for about an hour in total. Please feel free to ask questions during any of our stops. At the end of the tour, we'll return to the visitor center where we'll have a short feedback session. If you'd like to share your thoughts or suggestions, we'd really appreciate it. They help us improve the experience for future visitors. All right, that's all from me for now. If everyone's ready, let's begin.